So in California, we have to make our GPL available on our website or say, call for pricing, pricing's available.
Hmm.
We've had our pricing on our website for 6 or 7 years at this point. I don't have an issue with it. I also think more often than not, it makes the counselors' jobs easier because families know what to expect as far as cost is concerned. So they just know that that range is whatever, $2,000 to $5,000, whatever the service is. I'm sure there's a portion of families who maybe just never make that first phone call because they look at our prices and they go, "Oh God, that's way really expensive." But I think the more upfront you can be with the consumer, the better, particularly in our industry where we have a reputation, whether
Hmm.
earned or not, whether, we deserve it or not, of there's sort of a shyster complex, right? They're going to try and upsell me. They're going to try and, triple the cost of the casket. They're going to try and make me whatever it is. That the fear in the consumer's mind as they're coming in. And really at that point, that's not fair. They are a consumer of your services, but also they just lost someone. And I think that's easy to forget. So when the prices are available there, you're just taking out that mystique, right? Hey, if you want A, B, and C, it's going to be this much. Or if you want, this thing, it's going to cost that much. So for me, I don't necessarily have a problem with it. I think it makes it a little bit easier, and I think it can level the playing field if there is a facility that is changing prices. I don't know that I've had facilities who will go, oh, we'll go $1,000 under Weefles, or at least I don't know about them if they do that. But I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure competitors look at pricing of everyone in the area, and they want to be mid range or lower or whatever that is. But think I don't think it's an issue.
Okay. Yeah,
Are you finding people are concerned about it?
I think there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of rumblings. I think that there's a lot of people arguing for different directions, but not quite understanding what the impact of that might be. Whether it's we're not thinking it through or we just don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that it's going to be hard for those that can't somehow explain their value in a nice, succinct way on a website.
Yeah.
I think it's actually going to hurt smaller mom and pops who, might have amazing service, but if you can't explain that on a website or show it in a quick way, then your price is going to be the only thing that gets compared to your competitor or the national brand. And, I can understand that actually being more harmful than good for the consumer, right? Because, I know the SCIs or the FPGs of the world are going to be able to take amazing pictures of their facility and have copywriters that are going to write amazing copy for their websites and stuff like that. And then you have the local person who's still being run by, grandpa or something that can maybe provide that excellent service. Are they going to be able to put that type of resources into making their online presence better and their website better? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to be hard.
I don't think that's where those people's cases are coming from, though. I think those people are probably
That could be true.
engaged
Yeah.
in the community in a different way. And yes, they will lose some case count from that. And we're not immune to that either. But I think that mom and pop that's run by, if they don't have additional staff, I mean, this is maybe a little more blunt than I mean to be, but they won't be around for another generation anyways, right? Which is
Yeah.
not fair. That doesn't mean that, it's great that a large company is coming in and taking their market share, but there is a way to be engaged that is not just the internet. And the internet's really important. It's a powerful tool. You have to have it, especially nowadays in order to, but I would actually say jujitsu it and you can use that to your advantage, right? You can put on there, hey, we're a full service wraparound funeral home. We live next door to you. We are in the same community as you. Here's our price, and maybe it's, I mean, I don't know that you want to get this specific on your website, but maybe you go, we pay all of our employees above minimum wage. We
Hmm.
provide healthcare benefits. We want these people who are going to be serving you to be folks who are not concerned about if their next paycheck is going to cover their rent. And obviously you're not going to say it like this, but I think there's actually a way to use that to your advantage.
I don't think you're wrong. I think that actually sounds really good.
Yeah. We can personalize services because we do live in your neighborhood, I'm
Yeah.
thinking at one of our ops. So we're in Palm Springs, California. So a very, very high population of LGBTQ plus members of the community. I think it's 60% of our community.
Oh, wow.
Most of our staff identifies as a member of that community anyways, right? So when someone dies, you want to be comfortable with the person you're sitting with, right? So if my partner is a female, I might want to sit with another female who also is in a relationship with a female so that they understand, I don't feel like I'm being judged. I don't feel like there's going to be, are you actually the spouse? Bring in your marriage certificate. So there is something to being in the community and being a part of the community. If you've
Yeah.
got a high population of Spain, we've got an office where there's a high population of second generation folks from Mexico. Most of them want to do their arrangements in Spanish. They can speak English beautifully. They don't need Spanish, but there's nothing like your mother tongue, right?
Yeah.
So having, and not that those large companies can't have those or can't get those, but you can be more creative with a little more flexibility. You have, for the most part, not always, but you have less of a target on your back. So you're going to maybe have less shackles on your employees. You got to do things legally. But if an employee comes to me and goes, "Hey, I have this $50 idea that's going to make this service really unique and interesting. Do you think that we could buy this thing and not charge the family for it?" Absolutely. Yeah, buy that $50 thing and let's make this service magical. And I think large companies do that too, but there are advantages that I think small businesses have that can be, it's hard to see them, but once you do, I don't know. I don't want a small business owner to listen to this podcast and go, "Man, I'm so fucked." Like, no, 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 lean into it. You got to jujitsu your way out of this.
No, that is and in tech, that's also a really big idea, is that once you have a company that's too big, right, changes are slower. You can't move as fast. You're not as agile. If SCI wants to change their price, it's not like they can change their price tomorrow.
Right.
If they want to add something, it has to go through multiple layers of legal,
Right.
and
for very good
business.
reason. I can
Yeah.
understand why they would need that.
But when you're a small business, like, you want to throw in, like what you said, and have something extra or ad hoc, a service,
Yeah.
like, you can actually do that tomorrow, because it's like you and the decision maker. Like, those are the only two people that really need to understand and make that decision, right? So I definitely agree with you that there's going to be, you can move a lot quicker. You have a lot more agility. You have a lot more ability to change things up without having to ask for permission.
Right.
Yeah.
And then it comes down to, does the consumer want that? Does that matter to the consumer? Maybe, maybe not. I mean, that's, again, let's talk in 10 years.